Hello everyone, welcome to my channel IndiaGATE. This is Nandani Sharma, and in this session of the graph theory we talk about planar and isomorphic graph, and also we discuss the GATE previous year questions, which is very important for related this topic. So before starting of this session, if you want new GATE tricks, tips and important points and new notes, so please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon for further notification of my latest videos. So let's get started. So here first question is given like given graph is isomorphic or not. So before the go through this question, we discuss about what the important 5 rules to identify any isomorphic graph. So these important rules to identify any isomorphic graph is or not. So these 5 rules are: first, the number of vertices must be same in the both graphs. Second, the number of edges must be same in the both graph. Third, the number of degree is also must be same in the both graph. Fourth, the number of or same length of the cycle must be held in both graph. And fifth is check the complements, means the complements of the both graph is same. Now come to the question. So here graph G and H is given like this. Now we come to the step by step to solve this problem. So first step is the number of vertices is equal to number of both graph. So in the cases of the both graph, the number of vertices is 5, which is satisfy the first rule, as well as number of edges is also 6, which is satisfied in the both graph, means the second rule is also true. Now come to the third rule. Here the degree of nodes is different in the both graph, means in the case of the graph G and H, we show here the degree of graph A is 2 in the graph G, but in the graph H the degree of A is 4, means here the degree of all the graph G and H is different. So the rule number third, the number of degrees must be same in the both graph, is not satisfied. So we say that this graph is not a isomorphic graph. Now come to the next question for more clarification. So here true graph is given like G and H. Now we count the number of nodes in both graph. So number of nodes in the graph G have 6, and in the number of graph vertices in the graph H is also 6. So first rule is satisfied, means first rule is true. And now come to the second rule, that is number of edges. So number of edges in the both graph is 8, that means second rule is also true. Now come to the third rule, that is your number of degrees. After the coming these rules, we found that the number of degree in the both graph is same, means 2, 3. So we say that the third rule is also true. Now come to the fourth rule, means the same length of the vertices cycle. So when we founding the cycle, here the graph of the G and H, we got the length of the cycle is not same, means H cycle ABCA of length 3, but here G have no length of 3, means it contains at least 4 length of the cycle. So it is not a isomorphic graph. So this is also not an isomorphic graph. Now come to the next question. Here giving the following graph G1, G2 and G3. Now basis of this graph, we apply all the rule. So basis of the first rule, we count the number of nodes or vertices. So we get here in the graph G1 the number of node is 4, in G2 number of node is 4, and in G3 number of node is 4, means first rule is satisfied for G1 to G3. Now come to the number of edges. So in the graph G1 number of edges is 5, in graph G2 number of edges is 5, but in the graph of the G3 the number of edges is 6, means the second rule is not satisfied by the graph G3. So we say that it is not a isomorphic graph. Now we come to the compare G1 and G2 graph. So we identify what is the next performance. So basis of this G1 and G2, we found that the graph, the number of the nodes in the G1 and G2 is 4. That is true, and the number of edges is also the same. But here the counting the number of degree of the nodes, that is here 2 and 3, that is also right. Means in those graph G1 and G2 the number of degree is also same and number of cycle is also equal. Now check the last rule, that is your fifth, checking the complements. So after checking the complements, we get here there the total number of the complement is same. Means here in the case of G1 here is one complement as well as G2 have also one complement. So we say that G1 and G2 is isomorphic graph. Now come to the planar graph. So here two diagram is given, basis of the planarity and non-planarity. So which is defined the planar graph and non-planar. So what logics are used to check the planarity of the graph we discuss here. So here two logic and two cases which is used to check the planarity of the graph. So here first logic is defined as when the vertices is greater than equal to 3, then the edge is less than equal to 3 vertices minus 6. This case is applied when we found the intersecting the edges, and the second edge is defined as where the node circuit of the length 3, and here it is also satisfied the condition where vertices v is greater than equal to 3. So here h is also less than equal to 2v minus 4 when not intersecting the edges. Now come to the questions to clarify the all concepts. So here question is given like that. This graph is given here. Now we check the graph is planar or not. So we firstly satisfied that vertices is greater than equal to 3. Yes, this is satisfied because here total number of vertices is 4 and edge is 6. Now using the first case, because here the edges is intersecting each other, so edge is less than equal to 3v minus 6. After the putting the values, we got here 6 is less than equal to 6, so this is satisfied the equation. So we say that this graph is your planar graph. Now come to the next question basis of this, and here giving like that. So total number of the vertices is given here 8 and edges is 12. Now we satisfy the condition here vertex is greater than 3. Yes, this is true. Now putting the all the values in the equation is less than equal to 3v minus 6. When we putting, we got here 12 is less than equal to 80. Yes, this is true, means this is your planar graph. Now come to the another questions. In this given question, giving the like this, and here total number of vertices is 6 and total number of the edges is 9, and it is also satisfied the condition that is v is greater than equal to 3. Now there is no circle of the length 3, so we say that second equation is used here, means the second case is used, that is e less than equal to 2v minus 4. Now after putting the values, we got here 9 is not less than equal to 8, so we say that it is non-planar graph. Means the basis of these two cases or equation, we easily found the what is the planarity or not planarity follow the graph. Now come to the next question. Here the total number of vertices is 5 and total number of edges is 10, and it is also satisfy the condition of the vertices is greater than equal to 3. Now there is loop, means here all the edges are intersecting to each other, so we use the first case e is less than or equal to v 3v minus 6. After putting the all values of e and v, we got here 10 is not less than equal to 9, means it is not your planar graph, means it is your non-planar graph. Now come to the gate questions. So first question is, which of the following graph is are planar? Now basis of this, there are three figures G1, G2 and G3, and we already solved the type of the graph like G1, G2 and G3. So we easily identify that the graph G2 is your planar graph and G1 and G3 is non-planar graph. So we easily say that the answer C is your correct. Now come to the another solution for this type of the question. Here another solution is given like that. Here G1 is representing like K3 comma 3, means here using of the bipartite graph. So basis of this bipartite graph, we well known that it is your non-planar graph. Now basis of the non-planarity, G1 is your non-planar, and also we say that here G2 is isomorphic, that is your following graph, means it is defined like identify like this. This our graph is your G2 graph and this G2 is your planar graph, and G3 is also well known non-planar graph. Therefore G2 is your correct answer, that is your option C is your correct answer. Now come to the next question. A graph is planar if and only if. There are four options. Option A, if does not contain subgraph homomorphic to K5 and K3 comma 3, and option B, it has contain subgraph isomorphic is K5 or K3 comma 3 and it doesn't contain subgraph isomorphic to K5 and K3 comma 3, and option D, it doesn't contain subgraph isomorphic to K5 or K3 comma 3. So correct answer is your option D. Why? Come to the solution of this. So basis of the Kartovsky theorem, a graph is a planar and if and only if it doesn't contain subgraph homomorphic to 5, 5, 3, 3. So correct answer is your option D. Now come to the next question. A non-planar graph with minimum number of vertices has. So there are four options. Option A, B, C and D. Now come to the solution of this problem. So here basis of the K5, that is your non-planar graph, smallest graph is termed as like K5 and 5 is the minimum edge of the K. So basis of this formula we can easily identify that here n into n minus 1 by 2. Putting this formula and we got here total number of the 10 edges and total number of the vertices is 5, means to option C is your correct answer. Now come to the next question. Minimum number of edges in a non-planar graph with n vertices. So basis of the n vertices, what is the minimum number of the edges? Now come to the solution of this problem. The solution of this problem is defined as we know that the planar formula and case 1 and case 2. So basis of the n vertices, total number of the edges is 3 and minus 6. Means we know that E is less than equal to 3 and minus 6. Now come to the next question. Which one of the following graph is not planar? So here four graph is given like a graph E, G1, G2, G3 and G4. So after the putting the planar properties, we easily identified that only G1 is your non-planar and others is your planar graph. How we come to the solution of this problem? Now here basis of G1 same as K3, 3 and it is easily identified like as non-planar. So G2, G3 and G4 can be redrawn as follows. The graph is given so that they are G2, G3 and G4 is your planar and G1 is your non-planar. That is your option A. Now come to the next question here. K4 and K3 are graph. Which of the following structure? Here two structure is given like K4 and K3. Which one of the following is true in the relation of these? So there are four relation is given like a first relation A, K4 is planar while Q3 is not. Option B, K4 and Q3 both are planar. Option C, Q3 is planar while K3 is not planar, and option D, neither K4 nor K3 is planar. So correct answer is option B. Why? Because we know that and we already solved this type of question. So K4 and K3 both are the planar graph. Now come to the solution of this question. So here solution is given like embedding of the K4 and K3 is shown like this graph. More simplification of this graph, so we get like this structure. And now we putting the all cases of E is less than equal to 4 and minus 6 as well as E is less than equal to 3 and minus 6. When we putting these two formulas, so we get here right answer, that is K4 and K3 both are your planar graph. Now come to the next question where we define the let G be a simple and directed graph on 10 vertices with 15 edges. If G is connected graph, then number of bounded faces in the any embedding of G on the plane is equal to. So there are four options. Option A 3, option B 4, option C 5 and option D 6. Now basis of the bounded face, the formula going to be changed. Means here R is equal to E minus P plus 1, not 2, because here the faces is bounded. Now putting the value of vertices and edges, we get here the value is option D, means 6. So 6 is your correct answer. Now come to the next question. Which of the following graph is isomorphic to? So there are one graph is given like that, and what graph is isomorphic to? Basis of this. So basis of this, there are four options. Option E, B, C and D. Now we just putting all the 5 rules to satisfy the 5 rules. After satisfying these 5 rules, we easily identified that is your isomorphic graphs. Now come to the first option. Here total number of vertices is given like that: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 total number of vertices, and total number of edges like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now, basis of this given graph, we check the variant of the given one. First, here all choice have the same number of edges and same number of the vertices. Means vertices is also same. Means 8 and 8. And now come to the step 2, that is your degree, finding the degree of the graph. So basis of the degree of graph which have 1 1 2 2 4. Now degree sequence is given in the option A is your 1 1 2 3. Means here 3 is identified, but in the given graph there is no 3 degree. So option A is your wrong. Now come to the option B. So basis of option C, we get here there is also taking the place of the 3 degree of the vertices, which is also incorrect, and as well as in the option D is also followed. So we say that option A, C and D is false. Now we say easily that option B is your must be correct, because all 3 options are incorrect. So only one option is correct, that is your option B. So this technique is also used by you to removing all the options and find the correct answer. This is also good, and also you have to apply all the rules of the isomorphic graphs and identify the correct answer. So basis of the degree, D have the also. Now only option C and A and C is not isomorphic graph, since the degree is sequence is not same of the given graph. Now here option B and D which of the isomorphic of the given graph. Now check the cyclic length. So basis of the cycle length, the given graph is one cycle of length 5, but here they have no cycle of length 5. So we say easily option B is your correct answer. Now come to the next question. A cycle on n vertices is isomorphic to its complement. The number of n is what? So come to the solution of this problem. So solution is given like that: if a graph is isomorphic, it is on complement, then it is a self-complementary graph. In a self-complementary graph, E is equal to n into n minus 1 by 4. But in this cycle, Cn E equal to n. So if a cycle is itself complementary, then n equal to n into n minus 1 by 4. Now after solving this equation, we got here n equal to 5. Means C5 is only the cyclic graph which is self complementary. So answer is your 5. Now come to the next question. Let G be connected graph with 10 vertices. If the number of edges of the each face is 3, then number of edges in G is what? So there are fill in the blanks type question. Now come to the solution of this problem. So here the number of vertices n equal to 10, which is given, and Di is 3. It is also given. Now find the number of the vertices. Edges. So number of the edges, we know the formula of Euler formula that is connected to the planar graph, that is r equal to e minus v plus 2. So after the putting this value, we get here r equal to e minus a, that is your first equation. Now since every region of is bounded exactly 3 edges, and since every edge is exactly double counted, we have to equation like this is equal to 3 r by 2, and we got that r equal to 2e by 3. Now this is your second, because there is given like that 2 is equal to 3, are after the giving we substituting the first equation, and we got here after the substituting the first equation we get the answer that is your equal to 24. So correct answer is your 24. Now come to the next question. A graph is self-complementary if it is isomorphic to its complement. For all self-complementary graph of n vertices, n is what? So there are four options. Option A, a multiple of 4, option B even, option C odd, and option D congruent to 0 mod 4 or 1 mod 4. So basis of the previous, we know that self-complementary is also equal to n into n minus 1 by 4. So we option C is your, option D is your correct answer. We directly say that D is your correct answer. Now come to the solution of this question. So basis of solution, and n vertex self-complementary graph is exactly half as of the complete graph is that n into n minus by 4 edges. Since n into n minus 1 must be divisible by 4, n must be congruent to 0 mod 4 or 1 mod 4. Now this session is end here. I hope you understand all the points and questions. If you have any queries, please comment me. Thank you for watching.